Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick video of what it would look like on your mobile device to go about editing your Walmart orders weekly. A quick caveat before we get going, you will need the app Google Sheets, which is a part of the Google suite of apps you can download to your mobile device. Google Sheets is the one we will be using to view and edit our orders. So let me show you what that looks like. You'll go to your email from your home screen. For me, that's my bottom right. Once I'm in my email, I will locate the email in which the orders came in on. You see Rochester Walmart orders for next week here in the middle of the screen. Click on that. Once I'm inside the email, you will see the blue link that will take you right to the order sheet. So we'll click on that blue link for Rochester Walmart orders next week. And you can see it's going right through the app to now start viewing the orders. So I'm looking at here, Canandaigua Walmart for next week. And I'm going to turn my screen sideways so I get a little bit more view. So what I'm looking at here on the left are the white cells, and on the right are the blue cells. The white cells are my sales on average over the last 4 weeks per day per item. So if we look at, I'm zooming in here. If we look at the top column only, UF 1% gallons, that's upstate gallons. You see total week, I sell on average over the last 4 weeks, 109, Monday 15, Tuesday 12, 13, 12, 17, 19, 20. That is my week of sales per that item. Those numbers exist only as reference for you guys so you have information to make decisions with. Once we get to the other side of the screen now, you see where it says RMS number. Now you're looking at projected orders. So it starts with RMS number or upstate item number 4001, which is again upstate 1% gallon, UF 1% gallon. You'll see a minimum order units, minimum case spec of 4. We know 4 gallons to a case. And then you see Monday, Thursday, and Saturday in blue. This is the order. These are the numbers you should expect to manipulate if you feel that you need to manipulate them. You may look at this, excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself here. You may look at this and say 48 on Monday, 24 on Thursday, and 48 on Saturday for 120 total this week, which is 11 units up higher on my shipped versus my average sale. And again, I'll go over, if you remember, that 109 number here, total week. I'm just doing simple math. 120 is what I ordered. 120 minus 109, which is my weekly average, lets me know I'm about 11 weeks high this week. So just a good threshold for you to understand where am I high, where am I low. If you look down the sheet, you see that -2, -18, -13. This is an area where, according to math, according to 4-week average, you are getting less than what you typically sell in a given week. So the math here, looking at Skim Quart, for example, row number 22, we order 16 at a time. I'm 13 light, which tells me if I were to go over, I sell 13 a week on average. So I might go through and add, right there, I've clicked on the cell for my Monday order. I'll click on the little pencil symbol right here to the bottom right. That is my edit. I'm going to get rid of all the other mumbo jumbo that's in there. That's my fancy numbers that help me dictate what the numbers should start at. And I know I need at least a case. So I'm going to add my 16. I'm going to hit the green check mark. And now you'll see as we look at, again, row 22, Skim Quart, I've got my 16 there in the blue, 0 on my Thursday, 0 on my Saturday, 16 total for the week. I'm heavy 3 units this week versus my 4-week sales history. So this is how I would go about dictating the order. And you may just check the items in red and know that those are some areas to focus on. You may know the stuff that I don't know, which let's just say the case of row number 24, which is my yellow cottage cheese. I'm 6 shy right now, which is none delivered next week. You may know, and I do not know in placing these orders, you have 2 cases in your back room right now. So leaving that light, leaving that empty this week may be what you want. You have the final say to do exactly that. So go through column by column. You look at, yep, looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. I'm going to go again and just edit. Let's say I know I have a feature coming up for Bison Chip Dip. So that 36 there, I don't like that number. I'm going to hit edit, again, the small pencil symbol to the bottom right of my screen. I'll click that. Now I get into the edit screen. I will get rid of 36 and or any other numbers that exist there, because you may see a big complicated formula. Just zero it out. I knew I had 36. I'm going to want at least 144 to fill that bunker space this week. You see now on row 28, I'm 110 units heavy versus my 4-week sales history. That's fine, because I'm getting a feature that only you, the rep, would know about in this instance. I can't do that math quickly on the fly for features that are coming or features that are going. Let's look at, for example, row number 33, my intense chocolate half gallon. I'm getting 81 total this week. Let's say that that was because I had a feature that is now going to dry up for whatever reason. Maybe they've transitioned it to another product we have, or maybe they're just getting rid of it. I would click on my 27. I would again click the edit button in the bottom right-hand corner. I would backspace all of this fancy math, and I would change that number to whatever total I need it to be. In this case, maybe we call it 0 and we let it be and let it ride. And this is the as much editing as I see you guys doing to the order. So let's just say we looked it over, we're happy, there's nothing left to change. I've gone through all my items that are in red, I like them, or excuse me, I've gone through all my items that are in black and they're appropriate. So on the top left of this screen right now, you can see the green check mark. I'm gonna click that. Now I'm back in store view and I can go to another store. So now I'm looking at Macedon. I can go to another store. I'm looking at Newark. Now I'm scrolling across the bottom and I'm looking at potentially multiple stores. So now I'm done. I've edited everything I want to do. In the top right-hand corner of this screen, you'll see 3 dots. Click on them. In that menu, you'll see share and export. Share and export. We are going to send a copy. Now on my screen, it's going to take me to my email. I click on my Gmail because that's the program I use. I would use Roch orders at UNC Dairy. I would type in weekly orders, Rodney Hyde or Gary Mapes or whomever might be viewing this video. Let me know if you have any issues viewing. Here's my orders for next week. Thank you very much. And you're done. We hit the blue send button in the top right-hand corner and you move on. The only downside, well, not even downside, the only potential stipulations to after the fact, if you need to make adjustments after the fact, you certainly can. We are going to urge you very heavily, excuse me again, very heavily to not make cuts throughout the week. If you are in a pinch, in a bind, and it must happen, the more notice you can give customer service, the better. A minimum 2 days notice. Additions, we can be putting those onto trucks sooner than 24 hours out, or 48 hours out, sorry. 24 is appropriate for an addition. But again, we want to keep adjustments to a bare minimum. What we should be doing is doing a majority of our adjusting on Friday for the week to come before we submit this on to customer service. I think that's everything you guys need to see from the app perspective. If you have questions, thoughts, or concerns, contact myself or Cameron and we can talk you through more of that. With that said,